Well, howdy diddly dandy there, chums. 'Tis I, Captain of the Steves, and today, chums, for you guys, in the viewerverse, I've got a speculation video for thee. Heck yes, I've been asked. Captain Steve, you haven't done a speculation video for a while, so here we go, let's hit it up. Executamundo. So first up, I wish to speculate upon what the next expedition may be and what it may contain, considering Emergence gave us these worm babbies and giant freaking worms and a new sort of horrible, evil-looking worm mask. Yeah, look at that thing. Freaking stuff of nightmares. I'm wondering whether we might get some new multi-tools, maybe some organic ones and all sorts of weird sort of multi-tools, like inside of the concept art that we saw many moons ago. And with all these sort of worm babbies and sorts of new sort of stuff appearing, and also the infested planets being the area that have been running these missions, I'm wondering whether we might see some new sorts of flora, maybe some hazardous flora, like some of their concept art. Yeah, so I know I keep pointing at their concept art, but a lot more of their concept art seems to appear inside of Iteration the further that we go on, and they did say they've got a very strange list of things that they're working on to put into No Man's Sky, and their list keeps getting weirder and stranger. Well, these worm babbies, and also the giant worms, and also Leviathan. Leviathan brought in giant freaking organic space type frigates. So who's to say that we might not get a freighter at some stage in a similar sort of ilk? So again, these Leviathans, these space whales, started appearing on infested-like planets and biomes, but they also started appearing in space, which makes me think maybe we might get more spatial anomalies, like in the concept art. So yes, I keep looking at the concept art, I know, but yes, that's where I draw a lot of inspiration from. It's better to speculate on something that exists than something that doesn't. Heck yes, it does. So from that, yes, I've already mentioned maybe some more alien sorts of multi-tools, maybe some more sort of hazardous flora, maybe more things on sort of infested wells and all sorts of other shenanigans I'm hoping we see again appearing inside of the next iteration or expedition. And yeah, who knows, maybe they might do more with the infested planets. Maybe we might start seeing a new alien race. If we see an alien head type emoji, then that's what I think it might be, and I think it might be organic sort of creatures like this. Or like that worm sort of helmet that we saw earlier, maybe it might have that worm head visage, But yeah, organic sort of alien creatures that when you destroy them, they blow up into sort of green pus, because yeah, then it fits inside of their age rating. But how cool would it be to see actual NPCs on foot on planets that you can engage in PvE type fun and action? I'd be down for that. Heck yes, I would. Also, now that we've got our own living Leviathan frigate, it's made me wonder whether we might see some sort of upgrade to our living ships. If we see a UFO emoji, then I'm hoping that's the case. So I'm hoping that we might be able to add in scanners at last, better launch thrusters, and some better weapons, because at the moment you've got the equivalent of the photon cannon or the phase beam. Look, they've added in the inflated chamber, so they have thought about this. They've given us additional storage capacity inside of these little living critters, so hopefully they will give us a way to get new modules, new weapons, maybe even more alien sort of modules for the alien sort of living ship would be fantabadozy. Heck yes it would, because it makes no sense why they've left it so freaking long in my opinion. Now, the actual frigate that we got is freaking fine and dandy. Now we can't land on the Normandy, can we? And we can't land on this giant living frigate, but it does look like it's got an entrance, doesn't it? So I'm wondering whether they might bring in a way to actually enter into this frigate to do some sort of repairs. So if they do add in modules for a living ship, maybe they might add in some sort of repair mechanism for this frigate. At the moment, this frigate has no sort of holographic projection. When you send it on missions from your own freighter, from the actual management console, you may have noticed it gives you the Normandy rather than the living ship. And I'm wondering whether it's still sort of maybe a little bit of a work in progress, or maybe it's a bit of an oversight. But to me, the actual front of this thing, that looks like an entrance point if there ever was one. Yes, I know it's its freaking mouth, but at the same time, it looks like you can fly inside there, doesn't it? It looks like it's perfect for this ship as well. Yeah, imagine that, being able to fly your living ship into your living frigate. That'd be freaking excellent, that really would. I mean, the Normandy, and also this living frigate right now, you are missing out on some resources. I know they don't break, and you don't have to repair them, so maybe that's a good sort of, trade-off. But when you land on your normal frigate, planets. Look at this. They give you things. Now, early game, this comes quite in handy. Just land on all of your frigates and you're going to get given daily resources. It's freaking great. Yeah, so do that after you've sent them on missions and you get yourself some lovely bits and bobs. I mean, look at that. Look at that for a view. I never would have thought that would have been a view in No Man's Sky. A freaking Normandy in a living frigate this year. You know what I mean? Anyhow. So other speculation, the abandoned systems of space right now have no real rhyme or reason to come to them. I mean, they've got no sort of NPC ships that fly in, you can't really do ship hunting here, the planets themselves have no fauna on them, so you can't really pet anything, there's no creatures to be here, and when you do come to these abandoned areas of space now, when you go inside of your ship, look at the centre console, it says welcome home. I'm wondering whether there might be an update in near future that lets you take ownership of abandoned systems, maybe populate planets with your own discoveries, do a little bit of terraforming on a very basic level, and maybe even add a station core into the back and claim the actual station as your own and get it all fixticated up. I don't know, but that's just a thought or theory of mine. Could be completely barking up the wrong tree, but this could be the void creeping into our own area of space, people. I mean, yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Let us know inside of the actual comments. But as you can see here, yeah, no ships fly in, there's no station core, so I don't think the station override is going to be used in these abandoned areas of space. So what is the station override to be used for, chums? Yeah, I've got a theory on that too. So here I am inside of a normal station. I'm heading over to the station decor. Something to note is my jetpack. Look, that's the glitch sort of jetpack trail. I wonder if there is going to be a glitches in iteration at some point. And they look very sort of Atlas-y like. But you look at this message. At the bottom it says, Atlas Aeron Surveillance Uplink. Functional. So that's all the sort of, the scans that you get inside of normal space now that find all your contraband. I'm wondering whether the override is just going to turn that as dysfunctional and turn off the sentinels inside of the actual system itself. But this console here is called the Flight Path, let me just put it over, look, Flight Path and Landing Overseer, right? So I'm wondering whether the station override will let you shut down the sentinels, but not only that, but control which ships land. So maybe if there is an exotic, you can call it in that little bit quicker. So that's pretty much what I'm speculating, people. So yes, as far as expedition goes, I'm thinking maybe the next expedition might be testing NPCs on foot on planets, would be my guess. And yeah, hopefully, maybe we might see all these things that we've seen in recent expeditions, the worm babies, the leviathans, maybe NPCs on foot, coming into iteration in abandoned systems of space and also on these infested planets. So that's all my speculation for you. Until next time, people. Goodbye, goodbye, and goodbye again. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please hit a like and a subscribe. And I'd like to say a massive, great big thank you to all of my backers over on Patreon and over on YouTube membership. Thanking you, backers! And if you want to support this channel, just don't skip the adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or yeah, just stay with Captain Steve that little bit longer and hit something on this screen. There's merch here now too.